could have come. Our own people here.
Mark usually watches on his computer.
Hmm?
Mark usually watches on computer.
Dharmasya sarvadharma sarupine avataro varishthayo Ramakrishnaya te namaha. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. We are very privileged to have Swami Prapannananda ji, the head of our Sacramento Center, and he is here. I requested him to stay a little 1 or day more. He came for our vows ceremony and to participate in our 125th anniversary of Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Vivekananda's coming to Los Angeles, as also 75th year anniversary of our monastery in Trabuco. So afterwards, he is here with us. We rarely find the Swamis to come, so it is an occasion. We are very happy to have him with us. And the Swami's topic today is
meditation in daily life.
Meditation in daily life. So thank you for joining us today and to participate in this talk. Thank you all. So I request Swami Prapannananda ji to talk about meditation in daily life. Thank you.
Om Bhadram Karnevi Shrinuvama Devaha Bhadram Pashe Makshabhirjajatraha Sthirairangai Istustubhagam Shastanovihi Vasema Devahitam Yadayuhu Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. May we hear with our ears what is auspicious. May we see with our eyes what is beneficial. May we sing praises to the Lord and enjoy with strong limbs and body the life assigned to us by Him. Om, peace, peace, peace. I first thank Swami Sarvadevanandaji for kindly inviting me to this important function, and we had the functions as Swamiji told, and very successful functions actually. And important also, Swamiji's visit to this country is what is called very momentous, and it is still gathering momentum, I must say. That means we are seeing that environment or attitude of people are turning towards spirituality. So I have selected the subject, the meditation in daily life. It is a very simple subject, only a sort of revisiting meditation. And I believe all of us know about meditation, do meditation, and interested in meditation, definitely. Now, when Swami Vivekananda came to this country, he first came to the East Coast, and in Newark, he gave a series of classes on Raja Yoga. There were classes, that means he used to teach, and listeners, some of them definitely practiced, and there was occasions of knowing more, so in that way he gave the classes. Then there was a second occasion of giving classes in London. So there also in the same way he taught Raja Yoga. The word Raja Yoga has been popularized, or has become popular after Swami Vivekananda's book of Raja Yoga. That is my, what is called, guess. Of course, the word Raja Yoga or the title Raja Yoga comes in Bhagavad Gita, but it is a part of the 18 yogas. But Swami Vivekananda has highlighted it, and since then actually it has remained highlighted. highlighted in a sense that most of the books that has come out, or most of the teachers, those who have taught about meditation, somehow or other are connected or has referred to Swami Vivekananda's Raja Yoga. The reason is this, that is my guess, that Swami Vivekananda explained things very simply, and also being a realized person. Many people teach meditation, but you cannot, we do not know whether all of them are really realized. But Swami Vivekananda was a guaranteed realized person, because his Guru himself had said he have reached the highest stage. There is nothing beyond that. So that is a certificate. And certificate from a person like Sri Ramakrishna definitely holds good. And there cannot be better way of certifying a meditator. So that for that reason, actually, a person who is adept in something, so he can really explain anything of the subject very easily. So in that way, Raja Yoga, I have seen. That means Swami Vivekananda's Raja Yoga was written, say, after 1894, say between 1894 to, say, 1900. So it is more than 125 years old, you can say, or around that time. The English that he has written, still very much understandable. Expressions that he has said, nothing is changed. Probably one comma full stop and something might have been changed, but it has remained in the same condition for 125 years. But if you read any book which was written 125 years ago, it will be very difficult, or you have to apply your mind to understand those books. That is why what is called, there are a lot of explanation for those books, or some teachers actually give notes on those books. So in that way, they become understandable. Language-wise, and also the thought-wise, and also perception-wise, the book really stands fresh. There is no doubt about that. And in that book, Raja Yoga, Swami Vivekananda has given two parts. One part is his just general lecture about meditation, and it is of course based on the ancient teachings of meditation. Then of course he had taken step by step or line by line Patanjali Yoga Sutra, which is the standard book of meditation that has come down to us. There are many other books, but Patanjali Yoga Sutra actually stand out. Many people study it, many practitioners practice it, and also many commentators has commented upon it, and in that way it is still very much in use. But it is in Sanskrit, and definitely by reading one or two lines or aphorism, it is very difficult to make out the meaning without practice. That means if somebody practices and have some knowledge of Sanskrit, probably the person will be able to make out the meaning that is possible. But even Swami Vivekananda himself has taken the help of commentators. There are several commentators, and one of them was Vyasa. Of course, it is debatable because Vyasa did not live that long. He was in about 4,000 years ago. But Patanjali's book is considered to be about 200 years ago. 200 years before Christ, not 200 years now, but 200 years before Christ. So there is a time difference. So this Vyasa might have been a person who is a great scholar and might have been a realized person also. So he had commented upon that, and he specially asked for that book to be sent for giving the classes from India. So he has taken the help of that book. It is quite evident. Now, Swami Vivekananda, after giving these talks and all those things, we can gather some of the very rudimentary in a sense, that means simple method of finding meditation. Nowadays, the meditation has become popular. Popular means people know about meditation. Previously, say about 20 years ago, maybe 25 years ago, yoga was very popular. Yoga means these asanas that has been said in yoga literature. Asanas means like physical exercises. That means body, some postures which actually keep the body fit. And that is a must, because Raja Yoga or this Patanjali Yoga or anything about meditation requires a good body. Good body in a sense, that means you have to take your mind from the body. If your mind dwells in the body or it is after the body, then it will be difficult. That means you have to make a lot of effort to do meditation. So good body means healthy body is important. That is why asanas was taught, or it is being taught for meditation as a first step. And that actually caught the imagination of people who are really very much conscious about body. There are many diseases, many foods are there, so naturally it is very difficult, and sometimes people fall into disease and they want to keep the body well, so that attracted people. And especially nowadays you will find yoga studios almost every corner of the street where these yoga of asanas are taught. And later on we see that now people are understanding about meditation, because in yoga classes, I believe they used to teach a little bit of meditation, to start a little bit meditation, or after doing the exercise a little bit meditation was taught. And later on it was found that meditation has got some good effect on the mind. That is the main reason that people has become interested in meditation. And it has been scientifically, that means in laboratory with what is called different gadgets, it has been found that yes, it has got good effect on the mind. Mind means brain, and in that way they have become, it is a sort of certifying meditation is a good thing, so people have become attracted to meditation. Previously, if somebody did meditation, or if some people did meditation, it was thought to be a fad. That means, well, that what is called the young people, or those who are a little bit interested in out of the way things, for them it was, they thought it is a subject for them. But nowadays, of course, meditation has got respect. Previously, they used to say that meditation is nothing but what is called, as it is, there's an expression that means sitting, making what is called sitting, I shall tell you, I just not coming to my mind the exact word it is. Sitting quiet, respectable. That is the word that is being said about the meditation. But now meditation is really taught systematically in some places where they are accepted, or those who are not very particular, or they do not think that it is a part of the practice of Hindu religion. So it is a mental thing, and it is applicable to any follower of any religion. There is no doubt about it. And not only that, it can be practiced by anybody who even do not believe in God also. There is no doubt about that. And in that way, it is becoming popular, and people popular because it is giving the good effect, and people is deriving benefit out of it. So meditation, we accept that meditation is a good subject, and we do practice. And as I understand that many of you are practicing meditation. So let us go through the simple practice that Swami Vivekananda used to advise for meditators. Because with the class he used to instruct them, and people used to sit. The picture that we see on the altar about meditation, actually it is one of the pictures that was taken when he gave lessons of meditation, probably in London. At present it is thought like that. So first he said, of course you know, but it is refreshing your memory, but still it is good to know what are the requirements for meditation. First is the environment. Environments, yesterday I had given this talk in Santa Barbara, and it occurred to me, this is probably the best place in this area to do meditation. Such a quiet place, that means environment wise also, and on inside also. But that has been created here because outside here is very noisy, and also because of this noise, it has to be created. Quiet place needed to be created. So in that way, now at least when the doors are closed, it is a very beautiful place. And Swami Vivekananda has said, select a place where there is disturbances, and there actually you practice meditation. Even those who cannot have that place, in a corner of a room of the house, a selected place, and in that way you can do meditation there. And those who cannot have, they can go to the temple or some places where the spiritual thoughts or good thoughts are really practiced. He says that if in a place where the spiritual thoughts are these, what is called uplifting thoughts are taught, naturally that place gets a sort of environment. That means the, what is called the vibrations of good thoughts actually, as if like a plaster, it sticks to the, what is called the walls. So whenever somebody enters, automatically those vibrations actually affect them. So it is a little help in a sense. That means you don't have to make too much effort to do meditation because environment is already ready. So that is one of the what is called the criterion for the environment that he has said. Then, of course, he has said for a requirement for meditation, that means sitting arrangements, and also some holy things, that means anything associated with spirituality. Maybe flower, maybe candle, light. These are considered to be a symbol of spirituality. So that type of things, if kept in front of the meditator, that automatically brings the mind to a meditative mood. So in that way, he has said, keep the place, what is called, holy in this way, and that will be very good for meditation. Then, of course, there is time. And time for meditation, according to scriptures and according to those who practice meditation, they have found that the junction between morning or night and day and night, that means morning and evening, are good time. Good time in a sense, that means at that time we get the help of the nature. Nature, at night it is dark and very silent. It may be good for many, but it may not be good for everybody. And then in the daytime, actually, it is time for activity. So all the minds are disturbed. So those two times may not be that suitable. But when there's in these junctions, that means morning and evening, actually, day goes to the night, night goes to the day. In that way, actually, there is a balance of activity. And in that way, one can take the help of the vibration of the nature for quietening the mind. And otherwise, of course, later on, when one becomes adept in meditation, any time is good for meditation, especially where the place is really has become made for meditation, like this place. Any time is good for meditation. It doesn't require that one has to get, but definitely it will be a bonus if somebody does meditation in the morning and evening here. That means double effect will be there. It can be said in that way. Otherwise, anybody, anytime coming to a place where the meditation is done, automatically they will get the effect of the vibration. So this is the time for meditation. Of course, there are some extra what is called good days are also there, which have got some association with some persons. And in India, we have many holy days. Sri Ramakrishna's birthday or Buddha's birthday, or the different puja days, where auspicious days they have found out. And in that way, those days are also very good. And also the sun and moon and all those things are there on their locations wise, like what is called full moon day, new moon day, all those things are considered to be auspicious. They have been found out, we can say, by the meditators, and in that way, those who are sincere or serious, they can follow those meditation on those days also. Now he has said about what is called actual meditation. That means if you sit tight and start meditation, probably it will be a little difficult, so he says that you have to pray a little bit. Praying means, ultimately the mind has to be quietened. That means mind has to be controlled. As Patanjali has said, yoga chitta vitri nirodha. That means just control of the mind is yoga. And that is enough for what is called for instruction of meditation. There is no doubt about that. But to achieve that, all these things are necessary that we are really discussing. So he says that at the beginning of the meditation, pray a little bit. And pray in this way so that your mind actually gets quiet. The disturbance of the mind gets control. So what he says, let all beings be happy. And if you pray in this way, you cannot expect that all beings, that means about billions of people are there, they will be what is called by happy. It does not happen. But retrospectively, actually, the person who is doing meditation, he gets the effect by thinking in this way. So then he says, Lord, let all beings be peaceful. So in the same way, that means it is not that we are by just one prayer we are making others peaceful, it does not happen, but I get the benefit when I think that other people are peaceful. And also blissful, that means let all beings be blissful. So in this way, it is for the sake of the control of the mind, these prayers are really helpful. That's the point, to start the meditation. So in this way, he said, spend some time thinking that you are what is called, you are broadcasting these these vibrations to all sides, and then actually you will find that the mind is getting quiet. And then, of course, he said that bow down to the teachers. Teachers means, that means those, there are predecessors. Meditation has been practiced since ages. Thousands of years actually meditation has been practiced. So naturally we owe to this knowledge to those predecessors. So naturally it is good to pray to them for the success of meditation. Success of meditation means, that means we are trying to control the mind. So those who have controlled the mind, if we get the blessings of them, so naturally we know that we are some what is called good wishes are coming to us. That means as if they are blessing us so that we become adept in meditation. In that way, these are imaginary things, but mind after all has got the power of imagination. So we can take the help of these imaginations for the success in meditation. Then he is saying that sit for some time and let the mind run out. Actually, meditation starts from that. So if you start doing meditation, you will find that, well, mind is there, but control of the mind, chitta vitti nirodha, as it has been said, is really very difficult. Since many years somebody is doing, he will also say that, well, I am practicing meditation, but I cannot say that my mind is really quiet. That means mind is always disturbed. That means many thoughts are crossing into the mind. So one of our teachers actually has said that when we start meditation, after all these paraphernalias that I said, when it is done, sit quietly and observe your mind. That means what the mind is thinking. So as if you divide the mind into two parts. That means one observer and another is the observed part. And observer is observing the mind, and naturally in observation you will find the different thoughts. Different types. That means the thoughts are such that unimaginable. That means some thoughts are, you cannot expect that those thoughts will come when you really sit for meditation. That type of thoughts also come. Usually we think of something, and in that way the thoughts are related to those things. That is natural, we can understand. But when we really sit for meditation, some thoughts which actually unrelated thoughts with our present activities or whatever it may be also come. So in that way, that is the difficulty or observation. The difficulty in a sense, definitely there are disturbances, we have to control them. So, but this observation, observing this, what is called mind's activities are important in a sense that we have to know that these are the things that we have to control. So when the mind is really disturbed, that means when these thoughts are coming, there are two things. That means most of the people, those who do not meditate or those who are really very much materialistic, they think that the body is ourselves. That I means my body. That is the thing. But those who are little bit not exactly literate, but definitely advanced in thoughts, a thoughtful person, they will think that no, body actually, something is there beyond the body, which is the mind. So those who cultivate mind through education and studies and all those things, they will think that no, body cannot be myself. It is a part of the myself, but I am not really the body. Mind is the body. Swami Vivekananda has said this in his what is called talks about meditation, that ordinary people think that body is the person. That means myself means that means my body. But those who are really a little advanced, they think that the mind is the body. Mind is myself, that I am mind. So now actually, if you are stuck there, if you study scriptures and all those things, then you will be able to understand that there is something beyond the mind. But in general, in our day-to-day life, actually we think that I means my mind. In that way, actually, we are. That is important also. Otherwise, actually, if you are really in a higher state and beyond mind, then actually it will be difficult to work. That means if you take the example of Sri Ramakrishna, when he went beyond mind, naturally somebody required, somebody came to take care of him. That situation will happen. But in general, actually, we think that our mind is myself. So naturally in the mind there consciousness, that means we are acting, mind is thinking, so this consciousness is there. So that is the thing that has been studied in our scriptures. And in ancient times we had in Hinduism, or in just before, after Vedic times or during Vedic times, whatever it may be, that means people in general were very good. So there are, that means life was structured, and naturally everybody used to get some opportunity to do spiritual practice. Spiritual practice means this practice of meditation to know what we really are, and if we know what we are really, then we shall be able to get liberation, as it is called. That means we shall be born again and again. That also is a sort of convention or conviction that is important in what is called in Eastern religion, in Hinduism, and in Buddhism, Jainism, and of course Sikhism. So in that way, they all believe that we are being born again and again. Of course, there is strong evidence and also strong logic behind that belief. There is no doubt. And also in Islam, in Christianity also it was there in the beginning, but later on actually it was abandoned. But many Christians, it is said, somewhere I read that about 65% of Christians believe in the reincarnation of life. That means human beings are born again and again. So these are the things that are there. So naturally, the point is that to get rid of this rebirth, reincarnation, the practice that has been said is you realize your true self. That means what you are. If you know, then actually you will be able to stop your rebirth. So the point is that if you are in the mind, then naturally mind is always attached to the body, and in that way it is very difficult to figure out that what is our true self. So naturally these practices that has been said, meditation is, Patanjali himself collected the information from different sources. That means before him there are many spiritual personalities, and also scriptures were there. He collected all those information and just what is called delineated properly in 4 chapters, and in that way he organized things so that practice has become very helpful. The point is that first thing is that we have to understand that we are not really the mind. That means there is something beyond the mind, which is the nature of which is consciousness. So naturally the point becomes we have to figure out that consciousness and mind are really different. So that relationship is, in our day-to-day life we are experiencing, so how actually that can be done? And that has been done very nicely, or what is called, that is a sort of basic knowledge that we find in the philosophy of Sankhya. Lord Krishna himself has said Sankhya is the oldest of philosophies. And also by studying Sankhya or following the Sankhya, one can have liberation. And it is very precise actually. The point is that when people lost the way, that means this control of the mind became very difficult. We find that in our history there are many teachers who came. And the teachers found out different methods of self-realization. And in that way, many yogas, that means what is called bhakti yoga, is very important. And also this jnana yoga, that is also there. And Swami Vivekananda actually had taught these 4 yogas, and they have come out. But the point is that just by following this Sankhya, actually, one can have self-realization. So in Sankhya, it is very simple. That means the soul is there, soul needs liberation, and also this outside world is there. And for Sankhya, interestingly, because we are too much into Vedanta, we say that the world is nothing, that means it does not exist. But in Sankhya, actually it exists. That means Prakriti, as it is called, the term is Prakriti is used for that. It is permanent, that means it is existing. That means there is no way that you can really deny it. So what is the nature of ourselves? Our nature is that we are consciousness as such, but we have got attached to this Prakriti. This consciousness has got attached to the, what is called, these material things. So now we have to get rid of this attachment. So ultimately, there are, through logic and through practice, it can be found out that up to the mind, actually, everything is in the realm of Prakriti, that means inert substances. So that is, step by step, it has come to that point. And then actually, we have to, if we can figure out that mind and consciousness are really 2 things, and then if we can really get established into our consciousness, then actually the purpose will be completed. That means we shall be able to realize our true self. So the method that has been said, so Patanjali, as you know, there are different steps, 8 steps that are there. They are fully directed for this self-realization. That means step by step, the material world, then this body, then actually the mind itself. And in that way, when we come to the mind, then actually the real thing starts. That means if we can figure out that mind and consciousness are really separate and consciousness is our true nature, then automatically we shall be able to realize our true self. That means yoga chitta vritti nirodha. What is vritti? Vritti is the mental disturbances or agitation of the mind or different waves of the mind. In different ways it has been said. If somehow it can be controlled, then we shall be able to figure out our true self will automatically come out. That is, because of the disturbances we are not able to what is called realize our true self. That consciousness is not being perceived. That is the thing. So in Raja Yoga, in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, actually, we find that there is a very nice discussion, step by step. There is discussion how actually it can be, we can figure out that consciousness is really separate from the mind. So how actually it has happened? So there are different ways of association. There are associations means one can be connected together, and there maybe one is get mixed up together. So in that way connections are there. There's a very a simple example, magnets are there. In our refrigerators, we keep magnets so that a grocery list or something important or telephone number and all those things are stuck there temporarily with a magnet. So it hangs there and a magnet actually holds them. So in that way, suppose a magnet is there and magnet has got intrinsic power, that magnetism. That is why it can stuck on the what is called iron. So that magnet, if you think that is the what is called that magnetism, and if you just put one paper clip, so magnet is there and the paper clip also will be attached to that, and then you take another paper clip, and if you just hang another paper clip at the bottom of that paper clip which has already been connected, so in that way actually it can be hung. The point is that this magnetism, which we can compare with the consciousness, and this consciousness is inherent there, and it is coming through this first paper clip, and it is becoming magnetized, and it has got all the properties of that magnet has come to that, and that is why the same thing that the magnet is doing directly, that first paper clip will do the same thing to the other paper clips, and in that way mind is like that. That means because of the existence of this consciousness which is there, and mind is getting attached to that, and it is getting all the properties of the what is called consciousness, and in that way it appears that it is the conscious. That is the thing. So in this way, we by applying different analogies, all analogies are not really perfect because analogies are always what is called one-sided, but for the sake of conception, actually these are very helpful. So if we really can figure out that this in Sankhya actually, this what we call in Vedanta, that means Jivatma or Atman and all those things, Sankhya says Purusha. Purusha of course has that different meanings have come out, like Purusha means male objects are also called Purusha, but in Sankhya it is just Atman. So naturally this consciousness is the ultimate reality that is there, and once we know this, then self-realization will automatically come. Now, what is our situation? Our situation is that we do practice. Swami Vivekananda in meditation has given one practice which I just forgot to mention. That means when you sit for meditation, after sitting you think in your heart there is a what is called, there is a hole. That means there is an empty space. And in that empty space, think that there is a light, just like a lamp or oil lamp or candle lamp, and above that there is another light. Two lights are there, one is inside, another is outside. Probably one is very intense, another is a little lighter. So think that that is your true self, that means the consciousness. That means residing there. Of course, outer is there, and in that way it is holding there. And try to concentrate your mind on that. So practice of concentration according to Swami Vivekananda, that is the first lesson. That means in that way you continue practice, and in that way you will become adept in that. And ultimately, once the mind will be completely controlled, automatically you will see what is called your true self. The true self, how actually it will look, or what will be the experience. Actually, it is very difficult to say, and naturally we have to depend upon the persons who have the self-realization. Probably somewhere in Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, she has said that what he sees when the mind is completely controlled. Sri Ramakrishna is a very good example of a meditator. Perfect means super perfect. So all his sayings or experiences are very valuable to us, so that we can compare where we stand, where we are going, what are the benefits, what will happen if you have the self-realization. All those things we can really figure out by studying Sri Ramakrishna's life. So Sri Ramakrishna probably somewhere has said that, well, I see light. That means when he had the first experience in the Kali temple, so he said that everything was engulfed with light. So it was light, but light is very what is called disturbing also. If the light is too much, so naturally you will feel it is flushed. That means you have to close your eyes also. So it is disturbing. But that light is like something like that. You can see. We have the sun which gives light, but you cannot look at the sun for a long time because it is quite strong. That means it is disturbing to the eye. But you can look at the moon for a long time. That means it is very serene. So it is like this, the brightness of the sun and the coolness of the moon, if they are joined together, if they come together, actually the light that is seen for self-realization probably will be like that. So I believe somewhere I have read, but I am not very sure at this point whether it is there. In that way, he has expressed this, what is called experience. So now we actually do meditation, especially the followers of Ramakrishna, or which Sri Ramakrishna has prescribed, which will be suitable for our age. And our age, is, as you know, is very much outwardly. That means Kali Yuga is what is called 3/4 of the mind is really given outside. In ancient times, when this what is called, when the Sankha and all those things used to be practiced, at that time the disturbances were only 25%. Some disturbance are there because your physical body and all those things require to be maintained, so naturally you cannot escape what is called outside activities, but our activities are extreme now. So he has said in this age, practice of devotion. And practice of devotion has come down to us from the different teachers, ancient teachers, especially those who are considered to be avatars. They are the greatest teachers. They have chalked out some method, and that is being followed for, say, Swami Vivekananda said, for about 1,000 years. Then it becomes a little bit eroded, or gets what is called, their power gets diminished. And then actually another spiritual teacher comes. He himself is a great realized person, and he actually chalks out some path that is followed by another 1,000 years. In that way it goes. So in our case also we see that Sri Ramakrishna also had he has shown his practice. That means he did the spiritual practice in front of the all beings. That means human beings, those who are seekers and all those things. And he also presented himself amongst the then intellectuals also, those who doubted about the existence of God, and also those who are very what is called intellectuals. That means they thought God is really, whether it exists or not, it cannot be known also. Whether some of them thought that God doesn't have any form also. So in that way, all those questions actually were put, and Sri Ramakrishna actually solved them. That means impressed upon them that yes, God is really realizable. That means he is perceptible, but may not be perceptible the way they are thinking. So naturally, by his own life and teachings, actually he has established, and that procedure that he has recommended us. That means he had his own students, as we can say. That means direct disciples, monastic disciples, and householder disciples. Of course, he had a very limited group of persons to whom actually taught. But definitely, he left the knowledge of spiritual practice for his posterior, that we are really enjoying or utilizing. Swami Vivekananda has said probably it will last for another 1,000 years or 1,000 years and 1,500 years. Then again another what is called avatar will come, and he will start his own method according to, because this method will get diluted. Historically it has happened in that way, he said. So whatever it may be, so his practice that he has given actually are by tradition or by his followers are being followed. And as you know, he has the method is by what is called by meditating on chosen ideal, as it is called. It is very important. It is a sort of instead of light that Swami Vivekananda has said, it is a person or some personality or human-like, or maybe any type, any form, and with that meditating on that form. Especially the forms of different gods and goddesses have been practiced for many years or many thousands of years in India. And of course the spiritual personalities are also there, like Rama, Krishna and such other persons. Meditating on them also it is helpful. So the point is this, how actually instead of this light at in the heart that Swami Vivekananda has said, how actually this meditating on some on those personalities are helpful. That means how actually it can substitute, or what is the benefit. Why Sri Ramakrishna recommended that or just taught that type of meditation to his students. Of course, I cannot say that he taught this same method to everybody, but in general, by what we see around us, those who are following the tradition, they think that this is the very popular method that has come down from Sri Ramakrishna, and it has been protected and also disseminated. So the point is that as we see that after sitting for meditation, when the mind is really observing what is called different thoughts. So at the beginning, for some time, as Swami Vivekananda has said, after some time we'll see that mind has become weak. That means weak and strong means the thoughts are coming very often, and slowly the thoughts actually fading. That means as if you can control them. That means you can say that I shall think one thought. So that type of power has come. Then actually you think of your chosen ideal. So chosen ideals are really beneficial in a way. There are two ways. Concentration on some object. If it is perfectly done on any object actually, it is bound to have self-realization. But it does not happen, it is very difficult. So when we have this type of meditation on some spiritual object or spiritual personalities, then because of the association, the thoughts actually go to that person, and that person we are thinking, and that person himself is a realized person, and that person himself actually had done spiritual practice. He had what is called control of the mind, and in that way, by the association actually, we can get the benefit of what he has achieved. That means the control of the mind will be more easily done by concentrating on them. Because that person has done. So we are thinking of him. So naturally, if you think of somebody, naturally some influence you always get. It is a common thing. That means parents are there, so children actually get some influence of that personality. So in that way it is happening. So in the same way, actually, if some personality is there who is really highly spiritual, by association itself, actually, we get the benefit. So it is a double benefit. The double benefit means our mind, concentration of the mind is being practiced, and at the same time, the power of what is called controlling the mind also we are getting because of the association. In that way, it will give the good effect. So this is the way that we see especially in devotional cult. It is also a part of the meditation, we can say, that it is a little different way. We get some sort of benefit, and it is easier also because thinking of person is much easier than thinking of something which are really remote. That means to think that a light is holy, naturally holy, probably it is in a place of holiness, it was there. In that way you have to apply your mind. But if the person is really holy, you have respect, and it has got what is called a lot of following because of the spirituality, then automatically mind will be dragged. That means you don't have to make a lot of effort to think of that object. So in that way we get the double benefit. So in this way, Swami Vivekananda, we see, and also in the tradition that has come down to us, that we control the mind. At present, actually, this age, as Sri Ramakrishna has said, is very outwardly oriented. So thinking of something which is really outside, spiritual, and if we can take the advantage of this type of thought, then it will be the mind, our disturbed mind can be easily or in a better way, it can be controlled, that can be said. So these are the thoughts that came to my mind. Now another thought is that usually you'll find that for our meditation we always pray. Pray means a little bit what is called, as we can say, of course, there is a question, you may question it whether that is accurate or not. That means we always pray just thinking that we are humble, and in that way something will come from outside and we pray, and in that will be given to us. So it is a sort of something which is sort of not exactly sign of weakness, but it is definitely a sign that actually is beyond our control, that we are asking to come to us. So in that way, prayer is something which is really it is good, definitely we should pray, but Swami Vivekananda has a different idea. He says at the end, he says, how to reach the goal. This is I would like to control this talk with these two paragraphs, and you can give some thoughts about that also. He says, practice hard. You have to plunge in and work without thinking of the results. That is naturally because without practice you cannot reach the result. If you think of the result, then actually you are wasting your time, and which you should engage in practice. If you are brave enough, within 6 months you will be a yogi. So this is a guarantee that Swami Vivekananda has given. Then to succeed, you must have tremendous perseverance, tremendous will. Quote, I will drink the ocean, says a persevering soul. And then, at my will, mountains will crumble up. Have that sort of energy, that sort of will, and you will reach the goal. So you see, Swami Vivekananda is very positive. It may seem that it is our ego that we are saying, but actually self-confidence is the basis of spiritual knowledge. That means somehow or other we have to have that strength inside our mind that yes, by our own strength we shall be able to reach the goal. Otherwise, actually, it is a time-consuming, and also weak mind actually will be disturbed by many other thoughts and all those things. But once actually we know the goal, and if we know the method, actually, this type of strength, strong mind actually, Swami Vivekananda is saying, we definitely reach the goal. So I thought, of course, I cannot say that he did not know all those things, but definitely it is a sort of, definitely a recapitulation, and time to time, if we recapitulate, then actually it gives new impetus and gives some, you can give some thoughts, and that is very helpful. Let us end with a short prayer. सर्वस्तरतु दुर्गानि सर्वभद्राणि पश्यतु सद्बुद्धिमाप्नोतु सर्वत्र नन्दतु. May all be freed from dangers. May all realize what is good. May all be actuated by noble thoughts. May all rejoice everywhere. Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. May all be happy. May all be free from disease. May all realize what is good. May none be subject to misery. Thank you very much.
So, it's in a short 1 hour, he has given the wide range of thoughts and ideas about meditation and how people are practicing, how it can be done according to the light of Swami Vivekananda. So it is wonderful, Swami, thank you. And also he gave a talk yesterday in Santa Barbara. What was the topic? Same topic, good. So Swami also spoke on the subject yesterday in our Santa Barbara. So, and tomorrow Swami will leave around 4 o'clock or something like that. So we are very happy that you could come, Swami, and then again we expect you to be here. to listen to you. And your presence is also very inspirational for us. So come again. Thank you from our heart. Jai Ma. So, and one thing, we have so much food. I thought that few more people will be here. So please come and eat if you can. And because we have all these are served already. Okay. So, okay, we end with our pranam to Om Jananing Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurung Padapadme Tayosritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu.